What's up, board game people? You want some news? Because I got some news. I got lots of news, and we're going to go through as much of it as possible in a single video. So sit down, stay a while, and let's see what the industry and crowdfunding's been up to. Before we start, I need to say a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. You guys have kept me on my feet and had my back during this long, rough patch. I cannot say thank you enough. Perhaps a giveaway's in order soon. Now, on to the news. I'm still getting back in the game per se after a bit of a break in order to get caught up, but I have a new job and the videos are going to start coming again. We're going to jump right into the news, but first I want to hear what you're excited for that's either on crowdfunding now or hitting crowdfunding this month. Have something I should take a look at? Let me know in the comments. A few noteworthy crowdfunding campaigns to check out are Vampire Masquerade Milan Uprising on Gamefound, which is the second game to be crowdfunded for the Teburu game system. And Arena Combat the Legacy Edition rulebook that adds a whole new way to play Arena Combat's awesome game system. So first up, let's take a dive into Townsfolk Tussle's reprint and expansion's latest update. The expansion's development is coming along nicely and they're focusing on the 40 plus unique illustrations for the Peddler's Journal at the moment. The Pledge Manager will remain open for the project until November. They'll be finalizing their list of language partners very soon, so expect a full list to be forthcoming. Finally, they had what looked to be an awesome booth at GenCon, featuring some painted minis by Baka Minis. The Pledge Manager for Maladum Dungeons of Enveron will be closing on August the 27th. Late Pledge is also open until the 27th. The first production samples are complete and on their way to Battle Systems now for testing and approval. They've completed work on Of Ale and Adventure and the Beasts of Enveron expansion. These are expansions that seem to be thrown into our existing pledges. At retail, there'll be separate products, though. They're continuing testing of the core campaign and modular expansions. The option to create a rapid shipping pledge for Dungeons & Lasers 5 is now closed. This week, we're going to see some shots of sample pages from the book and some great artwork. They've made good progress modeling many of the outstanding miniatures, and the Testudo really stand out. These are going to be some amazing miniatures. Winter's Bite, Season 2 of Ivion will be helping all of us cool off soon. They may have slightly missed their mark for July shipping, but the original estimate of September delivery is still looking accurate. Sadly, that means they were selling Season 2 at GenCon without having shipped to the US. North American shipping should start later in August. Australia, Asia, and New Zealand will be seeing their copies hit hubs very soon. In the EU, copies should start to arrive in September. We're starting to get some light Season 3 Crossroads teases, with the biggest announcement being that Season 3's campaign will include stretch goals. Speaking of GenCon, GenCon's contract with the city of Indianapolis was set to expire in 2026. Due to the far-right leaning and archaic abortion views and laws being enacted in the state, the convention was considering a change of venue. It seems that Indy was able to sweeten the pot, and all it took for moral issues to really be quieted was a promise of an expansion of the convention state and further buildup of the hotels in the area. GenCon and Indy seem to be two peas in a pod now, and will remain buddy-buddy until at least 2030, and likely well into the future. At least they acknowledged the issue, I guess. In other news, GenCon had a record-setting year. GenCon had steadily been growing pre-pandemic, and this year they surpassed their previous record, hitting 70,000 attendees. While it's still not the largest board gaming convention in the world by far, it's still far and away the largest in the US, and it has set a high bar for those conventions seeking to take that crown. Sadly, just about the biggest news coming out of GenCon is that somewhere around $300,000 of cards were walked right out the door while booths were being set up before the convention began. These two clowns from New York commandeered a rolling cart, walked into the exhibitor hall, and out the back with a small fortune in Magic the Gathering cards. If you have any information regarding the location of these two wastes of oxygen, please contact the Indianapolis Police. And now, back to our regularly scheduled crowdfunding updates. Nanolith's July update is live and things are looking great. Layout is progressing well and they're showing off the first rendered draft of the rulebook. Translation of the campaign scenario book has been passed off to Maureen Clare, and in a few more days they hope to have both documents translated and ready for layout. They're working on the box design, a few pages for the scenario book, and a few important pages for the characters in the campaign book. Lettering on the comics is looking great, and they're announcing a little side project they're working on with Lion's Tower Miniatures. They're creating some miniatures of the enemies from the game, starting with Elisa and the Nanolith that will be 3D printed and sold on their web shop and at conventions. They picked two great subjects to start with, and I'm excited to see some of the printed miniatures in the future. The pledge manager for Company of Heroes is now closed and the project is officially entering the pre-production phase. Actually, they're getting pretty close to finished with this stage, and they wanted to start sharing some pre-production samples. The models come unpainted, but these were painted by a member of their Discord named Brian. The delivery schedule is experiencing a minor shift. They're now targeting the first quarter of 2024 for delivery. Translations are already in progress for the game, and they'd like to thank everyone that had a hand in making them possible. Dungeons of Doria has hit a slight delay in mass production as well. The inserts needed to be redone after quality control caught problems. The remake is complete and they've been approved. They're currently working on a shipping plan with ShipQuest. They're hoping to have some copies available to hand out to backers at Spiel and possibly some to sell, but this is going to be a close call and may not happen. Right now, delivery, customs, and all is going to take 4 to 6 weeks if everything goes smoothly, 2 to 3 months worst case scenario. The first German files have been uploaded for the print and play version of the game. The remaining files are on the way, but you have enough to get started building the game. Victor also posted an unboxing video for the prototype on Dungeons of Doria's YouTube channel. Everything minus the soundtrack for Idols of Torment is in full production now. October's looking good for delivery, and they're sharing a ton of production proofs with us this month. The tarot-sized cards and the playmats in particular came out really nice. The pledge manager for Phantom Epoch is opened up on Backerkit. A few of the add-ons you'll find to accompany your copy of the game, on top of the Volanin and Arsonist add-ons, are foreteller narration, extra dice, a neoprene adversary map, and extra HP and standee bases. Tyson is busy getting the stretch goal missions put together, and Game Trace is working on tweaking the designs of the inserts to fit the stretch goals added to the deluxe box. Late backing is also available. Remember that all prices are in Canadian dollars, so make sure and look at the exchange rate to get a better idea of the prices in your local currency. The writing for the base game of Werewolf the Apocalypse Retaliation is complete. 33 scenarios in total have been written, and the last batch has been sent off to Paradox for approval. Testing is ongoing, and in September they'll have a physical setup for those wanting to come in and help test in person. They've also added Scenario 5 to the Tabletop Simulator demo. The roadmap seems to be progressing according to schedule, with expansion writing and QA in progress now, with graphic design still in the early stages. The Pledge Manager is now open on Backerkit. You'll find 2 new surprise expansions that you can add to your pledge in the Backerkit, should you be so inclined. These are the Werewolf and Leeches and Strange Shifters expansions. Hasbro is partnering with Explored, creators of the Teburu game system, to bring new titles to the system in the future. This is only a partnership, and Explored will remain totally in control of the game systems, but it will definitely be interesting to see what they have in store for all of us. And while we're talking about Teburu, the latest Bad Karmas update is showing off some of the mass production piles of miniatures, as well as some sneak peeks of the box samples they received. The boxes will be of a higher quality, but you get a good idea of what to expect. At GenCon, they were allowing players to face off against cancer for the first time. If anyone got a chance to do a demo, I'd love to hear how it went. Vampires Chapters is going out all around the world still. VFI has provided them with the latest estimates for delivery, which you should see on the screen now. The metal dice replacements and sticker kits are now available through the Werewolf Pledge Manager. You get free shipping on these items if you participated in the Retaliation campaign. We got a beefy update from Dia Games on the Euthia Torment of Resurrection campaign. They made the 4,000-mile trip to GenCon to meet all of you, and it seems like they had some fun. This update is sharing some of the secrets about the Dreadful Past solo scenario set. This set of scenarios has been expanded quite a bit since the Kickstarter, and will provide a set of solitary escapades for any true hero. There are now 4 standalone storylines that will see you facing off against the Fair Demon, the Crystal Golem, the Hydra, and the Behemoth. Check out the update for the full story on how these tales unfold and what all has been added to the game with them. Translation is almost complete, and then it's down to editing and layout for Harakiri Blades of Honor. They've brought Anthony Haugigo on board, a professional board game editor, to lend their expertise to finalize both versions of the rulebook. They've taken feedback into account and made improvements to the Kami cards, Blacksmith, and the market decks. We got some art for the Cedric crossover from Tanaris, and this update gives us a peek at the beautiful cover of the art book, which will be given as a gift with the game. The Gamefound Pledge Manager is now available for the Queen's Dilemma. Sadly, the Polish partners that they were in talks with to localize the game suddenly backed out. They've unfortunately been forced to cancel the Polish localization for the game. They're offering other languages to choose from, or a full refund for those affected by this cancellation. Make sure you contact them if you're affected. Stonesaga is about to enter a significant playtest phase, and they're looking for 4 lucky groups of committed testers to help them out. Make sure you get in and contact them soon if you want to try and grab a spot. They're spotlighting an excellent fan-created app for the game, the Stonesaga Companion app, that acts as a codex and a helper for the game. This is already available for early access download now if you want to try it out. This is not required to play the game, however. They are sharing some of the nature and beast miniature renders with us, and they're looking great so far. There will definitely need to be some changes made for production, but I love the character that the animals have. Finally, they gave us a glimpse at an updated timeline for all of their current projects. While we're looking at Open Owl Studio games, let's look in on Mythwind. Non-language components are now in production. Most translated files have been submitted, and it sounds like those should be wrapped soon. The delay in June due to the trays still has not been completely resolved, and the factory is trying again. Right now, the project should be moving through mass production, with fulfillment being set for October of this year. Mass production of Agemonia is in full swing. They're waiting to hear from the factory before updating the timeline, but they will post a new announcement with that information soon. This update, they show off a shot of the back of the box with a few of the miniatures with wash. The wash seems to be a decent quality and really makes the details pop. More production news should be coming very soon. Alright, this looks like a great place to hit the pause button and take a break. I'll be back very soon with even more of the news that's been slipping by, and we'll get caught up in no time. I also have a new format ready to drop very soon, a mini unboxing. A short, quick, and to the point unboxing with a few opinions and hopefully some helpful information, so keep your eyes peeled for that drop very soon. Thanks to everyone watching, commenting, and supporting the channel. I'm back now and expect the videos to keep on coming. Please consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell so you won't miss anything now that the videos are back to flowing. Have a great week and play something fun tonight.